Welcome back to Mrs. Stewart's Crochet Club. Today we're going to learn the corner-to-corner or C2C stitch to create a little tiny blanket. I've made this one for my daughter's dolly. You can make a larger version for a baby or a living room. And I've chosen to use 3 different colors today. I'm using white, light pink, and dark pink. The yarn I'm using is just the bernat premium yarn, size 4 worsted weight acrylic yarn. You can use any color, any kind of weight, any hook that you want. I am using, again, my favorite hook, good old trusty 4.5 millimeter or US 7. Please join me. It will be fast and easy and friendly. You can definitely learn this stitch in an hour and be crocheting in Netflix or crocheting and podcasting anytime soon. So the beginning of every row is chain 6. So for this beginning, we're going to make a loop, slip knot, and chain our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got our 6th chain here. We're going to be skipping 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the first 3. This actually counts as a double crochet. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets in the last 3 stitches. So go yarn over, skip number 1, number 2, number 3. We're going to go into the 4th stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so you have 1 false double crochet, another double crochet here, and 2 more into the next 2 chains. So here's another one, yarn over, insert and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. The last stitch, another double crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so this is your first corner to corner. This is your very first cluster. So as I said, the next row, the beginning of every row starts with a chain 6. So let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've chained our 6, and like the previous round, I'm just going to hold mine like this. I'm not going to turn anything yet. I just want to be able to see this chain. So I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th one, we're going to do a double crochet. So we're going to be doing 3 double crochets, skip 1, 2, 3, and go into number 4. There's yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so that's 1. We're going to go into the next stitch with another double crochet. 1, 2. And then this one is kind of right in the V between these 2 things. Don't ignore it. It's right there. So we're going to do the last of the 3 double crochets. And it's a little bit tricky. Force it in. Pull through 2, pull through 2. So now I've seen people flip and turn and do weird things with their corner to corner. This is what I do. Instead of turning my work or doing anything strange, I simply just see that these will come together. So I'm going to not turn anything other than this. And we're going to slip into, this is the chain from the very first round, the one that was like a false double crochet. We're going to slip into that stitch. So you should now be attached to the very first chain of the previous cluster. Okay. So here is where we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into this same space. There's 1, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, pull through 2. There we go. So you should have, this is your corner now. They're like building blocks. So there's block 1, there's row 2. So there's 2 rows we can see. Now we're back to the beginning again, and we're going to start this row with chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I am just adjusting my hands. I'm not going to turn this one again. I can see my chain. I'm going to skip 3. This is the top one right here. 1, 2, 3. And in the 4th stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet. There's going to be 3 double crochets that we're doing here. There's 1. In the next stitch, do another double crochet. 2. And the last stitch that's kind of in the crotch there, or kind of in that V, we're going to do another double crochet. Okay, and same as the last one, I'm not going to twist and turn my work. I'm just going to put it together. I'm going to go into the chain that's at the top of this block. So we're not going into any particular stitch. We're just going into that chain. I'm going to insert my hook and slip, so pull through. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into that same space. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now this is a larger block, so we need to repeat the last step. We're going to slip into the this last loop of this block. We're going to slip into that. Slip. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do 3 double crochets into that same space there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is the end of our 3rd row. We have 3 going up and 3 going across, so that means that we have completed the row. So starting again from the very beginning, we're going to be doing 6 chains, a chain of 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to just turn this a little bit. I guess we are turning the work. It doesn't seem to me like I'm turning too much. We're going to skip the first 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. Here we go. Pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. And the last one that's kind of right in the V right there, we're going to insert, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, we're just going to be, again, closing the gap there by by slipping into the hoop of the next stitch. Okay, so this is going to be the repeat. This is going to repeat every stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets into the same space. Okay, so next slip into the hoop of this square, the top hoop. There we go. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets into the same spot. Okay, the last square of this row, we're going to slip into the top loop of that block and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets into that same space. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there we go. Our steps are going up again, so you should have 4 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the way we know that we have completed all of the steps of that row. We're going to go on to one more of this light pink color. For your own personal taste, you can keep going with your same color, or you can change colors like I am. It's totally up to you. The basic step, all of the increases, these are called increasing rows. It's basically always the same. You start with 6, and then you are doing series of 4 double crochets. I wasn't counting. 4, 5, 6. Okay, once you have your 6, you're going to skip the first 3 and double crochet into the next 3. There's 1. There's 2 and 3. Okay, so now I'm just going to close up my space like this by putting a slip into the very top of that square. Slip, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. So these are clusters of technically 4 double crochets because that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Slip, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. Next one, slip, 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets into that same spot. And the very last block, you're going to slip into the top here. Okay. Chain 3. Here we're going to do 2 completed double crochets. And we're going to start the third. So here's how we change colors. We're going to yarn over and insert through the last stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And then we're stopping because now is the time to switch to your second color. So I'm switching to this darker pink. And instead of finishing off the stitch with the light pink, you're going to just flop this one over top. And you're going to complete it with that color. And that is the completed color change. And now my new color is what I'm working with. Now I tend to try to incorporate the ends as much as I can into my work, so it's less weaving in at the end. So the next one is chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 6. I guess I am turning my work. I didn't notice that I was turning my work before. Okay, so now same with the last row. We're going to be skipping the first 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to be doing double crochets into the next 3. Okay, so I am going to commit a cardinal sin in the world of crochet. Normally I would say never, ever, ever tie your strings, but I find with the corner to corner, it can be kind of tricky to catch the yarn. So I'm just going to tie a knot. I'm tying a knot. Don't tell anyone. Okay. Again, you don't have to do that. You can be professional and you can catch your string. You can catch your string in your stitches as you're going along. But got our 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to continue with the pattern that we were going with. We're going to insert into the top of this next stitch and just slip on through. Chain 3. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets for a total of 4 because the first chain counts as a double crochet. Okay, slip. One, 2, 3. And the last one. Okay, so that is your 6th round. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I'm planning to do is I'm going to go for 5 rows and then switch colors again. I have a white that I'm going to be incorporating. So I will, when I get to the white part, I'll pop back on to show you again how to change colors. Once you get to the size that you want, so you're just gonna keep an eye on your length and your width. Once you get to the size that you think is big enough for you, then we're gonna start decreasing. So maybe go your 5 colors, so 5 and 5, and then we'll switch colors again. Meet me back when you get there. Okay, so I've reached the end of my 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just on my very last stitch, and in this last stitch, we're going to be switching colors again. So I am actually going to go with white now, white stripe. So we're going to start our final double crochet, yarn over, insert, and pull up a loop. You should have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then stop. We're going to yarn over with our next color, which for me is white. And then we're going to complete that last stitch. Make sure things are tied a little bit tight or pulled a little bit tight. And then I'm going to go ahead and start my next row with my chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And like before, committing a sin. Well, maybe not a sin. Some people don't mind. I'm actually just going to tie my ends together. Okay, so we're just going to continue with the pattern for that. Keep going with our stripes until we get to the size where we feel we should start to decrease. So this is quite small right now. I might just make a doll blanket for my daughter so we can just get to the decreases. So do 5, the next 5 of your stripes, or how many stripes you would like to do, and then I will show you how to do the decrease. Okay, so I've gotten to the end of my my row of white. Now, if you're continuing with your same color, what you're going to do, I already pulled mine off. I finished mine off. But you're going to, if you are just continuing with the same color, to do a decrease, you're going to imagine your loop is here. You're going to slip through these bumps here. You're going to slip to this chain. Okay, slip to this chain. Almost there. Okay, now I'm in this chain spot here. I'm going to continue the pattern of chain 3 and 3 double crochets, and then single crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochets, all the way up until we get to the other end. But for me, because this is the end of my color and I'm changing colors, what I'm simply going to do, I'm going to insert my hook into the top of this square. So where we would normally slip into, I'm just going to start my color off here. So I've added my color with a slip knot. Okay. And we're going to do chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do our 3 double crochets. I'm going to incorporate this tail at the back here so we can just go over top of it. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 3 double crochets. Continuing for the pattern, we're going to slip into the next block, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets into that same space. slip into the next block, 3, and 3 double crochets. Okay, so we're going to keep doing that all the way up until we get to this block. Okay, so I've made it up to the last block that I need to add. So we're going to be doing the same pattern, the 3 and then 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So that's our last block. Because this is a decreasing row, we don't want to do the one on top of here. Now we're going to slip into this space and chain 1. Some people don't opt to do the chain 1, but I like to do the chain 1 because I'm turning my work and it's going to be tricky to slip. We're going to be slipping through these stitches to get to this space. It's tricky to not do the slip. So that's how I do it. Flip your work over and take a look at where we want to end up. We want to end up in this space to continue our blocks. So we're going to take our hook and we're going to slip into the back of these stitches until we get to that spot. So slip, pull 1, pull 2. Slip it in that hole and then pull it through. Slip, grab the yarn, pull it through. And here's where we want to be. We're in the space where we can start our pattern again. So now it's going this way. So that should take you from this space all the way over here. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the 3 double crochets to follow. 2, 3. And that's it. That's how we decrease. So I'm going to meet you back up at this corner so we can go over it one more time before I release you to do it on your own. So get all the way up to that corner and I'll meet you there. Okay, so I've made it back up to my very last block. I'm going to do my chain 3, my 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Oops, got tangled up there. And 3. Okay, I'm going to chain into the top of this block, so the last stitch of the top block, chain into that, and then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Flip it over. Okay, so as in the last row, I'm going to work my way by slipping through these stitches until I get to this space. So here we go. Slip, 1, 2, 3. Kind of left a bump there. And into that space. And here we are back at our starting point for this row. We're going to be doing our chain 3, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. When you get to this end, you slip into this space here, and then you will work your way back with a slip stitches until you get to your starting point. So I'm going to continue, and we'll check back with you in just a moment. When we get to the color change, I'll stop. Sorry, when we get back to the color change, I'll join you again just for remembering how to add that back on. Okay, so I've reached the last stitch of my 5 rows of dark pink. I'm going to slip into the stitch, slip on through. Now, what I did before is I just finished off and I restarted here, but let's pretend that we're not changing colors. Or either way, we could go back to the start. So flip it over. And we are going to slip, as we did before, to the decrease, decrease, slip. Now, if you are not changing colors, you would keep going with your decreasing until you get to the very end. However, if you're like me and you are changing colors, one thing you could do, which I'm going to do, is I'm going to finish this off right now. I'm just going to clip it and pull it on through. For me, that's the easiest method. You could add a new color here and then slip up, but it gets a little confusing and a little bit messy. So I'm just going to finish off, and I can weave that in later. I'm going to grab my next color, which is going to be this light pink, and I'm just going to keep going until I get to the end. So I'm going to be making a slip knot in this one, slip knot in my next color, attach to the top of where you want your chain 3 to come out of. Chain 3, 1. It's always awkward at the beginning when we're trying to get this first chain, especially when there's a change like this. So I pulled it too tight. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to continue with our 3 double crochets. Let's catch this tail. We'll add it. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then attach and keep going until you get to the other end and continue with your decreases, and I'll meet you when we get close to the end. Okay, I am on my last few rows. I thought I would join you. I've changed from pink to white, and I'm just finishing up my corner. How satisfying is this project? It's really fast. If I didn't have to record it, stop and start all the time, this would have taken me just about an hour to do. Mine is just a small sample, maybe like big enough for a dolly or something. But if you have a last minute gift to give someone, this is the perfect project. As it's quick, it's not that hard. Once you get the pattern in your head, once you get it going, it's quite easy just to memorize it and watch TV or sit outside in the sun. If you are a person who goes outside, sit outside and just enjoy some crocheting without too much thought. Okay, so here I am. I finished my final corner. I'm just going to finish it off by slipping to the corner, to the very edge. Okay, 1. This kind of just squares off the corner just a little bit. I could have just fastened off there, but I kind of want to finish it up. Okay, so there it is. You could, if you really are ambitious, you could go around the outside and do a border, and maybe in the future I will do that with you. But for now, this is a finished project. I have to weave in my ends. There's not too many of them. I've only had a few color changes. So let's just finish it off by pulling it through the loop, pulling it tight. All you need to do is weave in those ends, or there, it's done. This would be an excellent project to make a last minute baby blanket, to make maybe placemats. There's a way to make these in a rectangle, and I can show you how to do this at another time. But it was so satisfying. It's such a quick project. I hope that you loved it, and maybe I'll show you what it looks like once all the ends are trimmed off and woven in. Please like and subscribe, share my video if you can, if you've liked this project, and hopefully you have a beautiful little blanket. Could also make maybe a dishcloth. I was thinking a chair seat cover. This is such a versatile pattern, and I hope that you love it. Thank you.